Hello and welcome back, guys. There's going to be a series of videos coming out in the very near future from myself where I team up with another channel called Team Games Scope. I'm doing a series of videos alongside one of their members called Jamie. He's a good lad, he's a good gamer. There's a video that we have already filmed about Aliens Colonial Marines. I want to get my point across about this video before that video, because that we ended up messing around and I wandered from the point just a little tiny bit. My point is, I know that this game went through quite a lot of shunning and hating because of certain elements. For example, they totally disregarded a load of their content. They dulled down the graphics, they removed a ton of dynamic lighting, and then they released a non... it's not non-function, that's not the word I'm looking for. It's not as good as its original promo video. They released this promo video that made everyone think, wow, that looks fantastic. And the game they produced was nowhere near as interesting. By no standards do I hate this game. I actually quite enjoy it. The game is... I find the game to be more playable on the hardest difficulty, which is Ultimate Badass. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be playing it on Soldier. Now, I know a lot of you have seen the game. It's not expensive. It's gone quite cheap now. I think you could pick it up for around about £5. But I want to get my point across about this game while I'm on my own, where I'm not tempted to wander off the point and get a bit silly with it. Whilst I'm in this video, guys, I will acknowledge a few of the flaws. There are a good number of flaws going on within the game. The lighting isn't amazing. The graphics aren't the be-all and end-all. I think this game, for me, was a lot like the Operation Raccoon City was for Resident Evil fans. It was a blast of nostalgia, but for some reason, unlike that game, Operation Raccoon City, this game stuck with me.
What the hell just happened in there? Raider 6-5, are you in the air yet? Explosive decompression in the Sulaco.
This is Raider 6-5. The umbilical's venting ammo into the black. What's dicey, sir?
Dicey. Raider, I need grown-up words.
You have 20 minutes before a total collapse. Shut it down.
Where have you heard the lady? Get to the other side and we're shutting it down.
Continuing on to the slaughter. Winter out.
I think one of the main places they went wrong with this game was they wandered from the concept that AVP put in place. AVP, again, was no shining beacon in the world of gaming, and with them cutting off the servers quite rapidly, the game definitely suffered. But that being said, I enjoyed AVP for the first few levels of the Marine campaign because it was dark, it was claustrophobic, and it was, frankly, in some places with the facehuggers, actually scary, which is a very difficult thing to achieve with me. Because I find that scary games often don't deliver, apart from jump scares. I think the three games that have managed to scare me most: Alien Isolation, Condemned Criminal Origins, and possibly, very unlikely, a few moments from AVP, because facehuggers freak me out. I'm not sure if it's the concept of them, but there you go. And I'm not talking jump scares here. I mean, jump scares are something or nothing.
Remember what I said about heroics? Actual aesthetics splattered across the deck here. Which half?
Well, he ain't saying much.
And find me a half that does. Actual out.
There was an issue there for anyone who saw it. That they've got there's a couple of points in that game that I've come across that you've got overlapping speech patterns, which is not a fantastic thing. It can be quite distracting because the game expects you to know to take it easy and quiet. I do, however, quite like the atmosphere of the game. I find that if you're playing a game, it depends on how you play it. For instance, Doom 3, I know that that's another game that's got a few naysayers about it, but Doom 3, if you take your time and play like it's scary, then it can genuinely be quite atmospheric. I don't see the point of the shield on that thing. It's not covering the sides. The thing's still quite bright.
You seen this, Captain?
When you play on Ultimate Badass and it gets rid of the HUD, the heads-up display, it can make this place quite eerie. I won't be playing a full level, but I will play just enough so you can see some elements of everything, including combat and a couple of the enemies.
Where am I? Where?
For anyone who's played the game and not come across that gun, that is the Ripley Pulse Rifle that you get through a DLC pack.
Some bodies down here, but some are missing.
I'm not sure if it comes with the main DLC, but I know it is a DLC weapon. And is really quite fun to use. It's essentially the Hudson Pulse Rifle in fully automatic, with 95 rounds in the magazine, a grenade launcher and a flamethrower. Essentially gaffer tape to it. I will say this much for the game, the facehuggers have been seriously ruined for me. The game does not place any real scary aspect to them. Whereas in AVP, they are all up the walls, they are genuinely scary creatures in AVP, and I thoroughly enjoyed the atmospheric point of them. But I found that the problem with AVP is it suddenly went from this really dark, cramped interior building, where you're wandering around a colony style thing like in Aliens the film, and you go from that into a jungle, into an arena sort of thing, and I found that to be something of an anticlimax. And the Hive was a little bit more than disappointing as well. But I like the setting for this. I like how it looks. It's not been. It looks like it's been budgeted. The problem I have with this game is I was very, very hopeful for the 2002 game, and they abandoned that project for, I think the company went bankrupt. They did abandon that project in the end, and that's where I had my fall down with the game, because I was genuinely looking forward to that game. And when they abandoned that and they announced this, a game under the same name, which turns out has absolutely nothing to do with it, it's nothing to do with the original project. It was a bit of a disappointment when I discovered that, because I don't hype myself with trailers or opening videos and everything. I only saw what they were going to do with this game after I owned it, so the disappointment for me wasn't as great as the people who saw that video. I just feel that it's... I know that, like I say, I know that this has probably been slated to death, and I'm putting across that I don't hate it. I'm putting across that it's not a totally worthless game. But it's by no standards gonna win Game of the Century.
If we make it back with this thing, who knows what we'll find out?
Also with this game, something that I really enjoy that seemed to be completely overlooked, no matter what is said, I like that there's a little bit of closure on the events of LV 426 on Hadley's Hope. I feel that the closure makes it. I like the alien's story, and I always wanted to know, because it says that Hicks said that there was going to be 17 days, to which Hudson famously replied, 17 days? I hate to rain on your blade, but we're not going to land 17 hours. But this explains what happens. But what freaks me out a little bit is that the Sulaco is this huge ship with this amount of equipment, and it was crewed by one platoon, one small unit. I'm not hoping to win hearts and minds with this video. I feel that after the amount of slating this game has taken, it's one of those games that I know it's not perfect, and I know it never, because of the things that they did with it, it's not even going to be given a second chance. But I wish that someone would view it in a better light.
Keys had the recorder on it. It was opening up. Well, we're not dead. So, what's that?
I'm going to leave this video right here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As I say, there is going to be an upcoming pair of videos, because we managed to get quite a bit of footage on the when we were playing this game in co-op. We didn't do very well because neither one of us have played on the game. I've not played on it recently. He's not played on it at all. So, but I urge you all to take a look at Team Gamescope. They are on the internet under a website, but there is currently a technical problem. We're going to sort that out and we'll put a link in as soon as the technical issue has been solved. Thank you very, very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in in the collab with Team Gamescope. Thank you very much. Bye bye, guys.